this with a lot of people where they say, what's the best mobile feature? What are you interested in with your product? And a lot of times you'll see people say, I love an iPhone app. I'd love to get SMS alerts. And so just asking your customers is really good. It's really critical. And it's easy to do too. There's solutions out there that you can embed in your products that say, do you have feedback? Please write what you're interested in. Things as simple as looking at web logs. So all of your web traffic, you can run scripts to analyze what percentage of your traffic is from smartphones. So deciding on the right technical approach, as I was saying, there's a lot of different things you could do, and deciding on how to mix and match these things. Tim, this is direct words from Tim here. Boil your strategy down to tactics. So native app versus SMS versus augmented reality, needed to meet the business objective. Never get seduced by technology alone. The toughest to adhere to both personally and given executive pressure to have a shiny new toy. So that's really one of the issues with mobile, is that people see augmented reality and they're like, that is exciting. So find the right partner or identify the internal resources. And then the key is to just get out there and do things. Get your toe in the water. Who here, actually, this is great. Who here is already doing things with mobile? So the majority of the room. So what are some of the things you can do?
We're doing some microsites, full-blown web apps around a business problem. We're also trying to, we just launched the Metro website, and we're now trying to tie in, as you and I talked the other day, the mobile by the end of the year. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of opt-in you really need prior to launching a site like that, so there's some success. So it's interesting that you said the SMS is basic, but it feels like getting people to opt in, you need to integrate the marketing from print, radio, TV. I mean, you still need those monies. So
yeah, and there's guidelines about SMS opt-ins and standard language that you want to use.
Right.
And all that stuff's pretty heavily regulated actually. So it's getting the opt-in is just using the right call to action and using the right language is important. What's everybody else doing?
We're writing a content management system viewer for the iPhone to leverage like the Daisy queues, the Alfrescos, the large content management system providers with content management system agnostic.
We've developed a CMS system for the iPhone.
But it's interesting because they're moving into WebKit. So for the non-technologists in the room, WebKit is a standards-based web technology framework for mobile websites. So it works cross browser, cross device. So it's pretty exciting because they've taken some limitations with apps where you have a certain segment of your customer base that can have the app, or a far greater percentage of your customers can have access to the mobile web. They've made it so that it's easy to not have to code cross-platform. So it's pretty exciting. So just some key best practices. Mobile is not a one-off channel, so this is not something that is viewed as hey, we're going to do this and then we're going to do this project and then not really pay attention to it. So it's really a critical piece of your business going forward. Any new projects, you need to understand what's going to be mobile's point of view here. How am I going to incorporate this? So certainly, if any website that you're building, I feel like a mobile website, an optimized mobile website, is a critical piece because you're going to have people hitting it with their phone. So that's when I write the Metro down. I get my best browsing through the iPhone and during that ride. Data is key, so that's one thing we've learned through our business is that thinking about how to measure data and how to house it and how to extract it is critical, and you really need to put thoughts into how these interactions tie together. So that's really what we're focused on right now is when somebody sends a text message and then they click through and then they download an app, we're focused on trying to measure that and how to understand how that consumer interacts with your mobile properties. And then just that the customer relationship is lifelong. And so don't do things that would turn them away. So if you have any questions for me, you can text the word ITA in your question to 50101. And then any numbers that are sent there too, I can give them to these guys if they want to send out SMS alerts, or we don't, it's up to you guys. So, but if you have any questions, just it's pretty easy. Text IT to 5101. That's your question. So, any questions? I know it's only 10 minutes.
I have one question.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you'll know it or not, but do you know if the aggregators, if they're collecting the opted-in numbers, do they have any regulatory issues about selling those numbers?
Yeah, so there's tons of stuff there. So the aggregators are the companies that with messaging, with SMS and MMS, they connect to the carriers. And so there's a handful of aggregators. Companies like us work with aggregators to provide applications on top. And so they can't sell those numbers. The Mobile Marketing Association and the wireless carrier guidelines, every carrier has a playbook, and the Mobile Marketing Association has a playbook as well. It's strictly prohibited to sell those numbers. You can't use those numbers for cross-promotional campaigns. So the user has to opt in, so they have to send a text message to opt in to something. And they have to be able to opt out at any time. So, but a lot of these things are already pretty heavily regulated. If a company violates it, they're going to be turned off by the carriers. Or, which is kind of it's interesting because with the mobile web, you don't have these kind of restrictions, right?
Yeah.
So with apps you do, with SMS you do.